Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good
And
morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
yeah, good morning. Welcome to another session. So, today we're going to discuss the purpose of the research. And when you think of a research, as we have discussed, that sometime we try to find out the solution to different kind of problem, or sometime we try to figure out what is the exact problem. So on the basis of that, we can bifurcate research also, that what kind of research, what are the different types of research we have. So if you are able to understand, it would be really easy for all of us to work on it and define our boundaries, define our mm, what do you call kind of line where we can see that okay, we are into this kind of research. So let us see that what we're going to discuss today. So here you can see the purpose of the research. So as I mentioned, purpose of this research may be in form of exploring a new idea, exploring a new phenomena. For example, a day before yesterday, I was reading one newspaper and they introduce a concept called white coat. Now, what is this white coat? They says that lot of people, they are afraid of visiting hospital, especially when they come in front of doctor. Their blood pressure boost up. So this is somewhere psychological. So over the period of time, a lot of people have conducted a research. When you don't want to go to hospital, you don't want to talk to doctor, because this is a human psychology. They are afraid that what kind of problem you will have, so better not to talk about it. So someone introduce a new concept and explore that why people are afraid of going to doctor or going coming to hospital. And they have mentioned that on the basis of a research, it was found that people, they don't feel comfortable, they have a lot of anxiety, right, when they visit doctor or hospital, right? So their blood pressure boosts up automatically. So I don't know how many of you also feel the same way, like people feel. Let me see your response. You also feel the same way? Put remarks in your chat box, yes or no. A lot of people, especially in India, we don't want to go to doctor. We generally go to chemist, or we know local remedies, and we'll take care of our health. Let me see your reflection in your chat box. Yes, we have this kind of scenario, or people have this kind of human tendency. They don't want to visit doctor. Is it true? Or maybe some other reason they don't want to go to doctor, right? A small issue you have. Write your remarks in chat box, yes or no. Yes, Purva says, yeah, great. Purva Bhardwaj says yes. Haraya, Abhishek. So here you see, this is something which people were aware of, but were not sure about it. So someone had conducted a research and explored it, why this is so. So maybe people don't want to go because they don't feel comfortable, they don't feel good, right? So lot of people, they avoid to visit doctor. So many times you will see like white coat. White coat means white coat, but here uh, someone has given the contextual definition, and they have introduced a new concept in medical field, that it's a white coat, that in general your blood pressure would be normal, but when you visit a doctor it would boost up. So doctor feel that you have been suffering from this big issue, so they give you heavy dose, right? So this is what, time to time we want to understand human tendency, human behavior, and we want to explore a new phenomena, why people behave like this, what is the opinion of people towards online learning and teaching. So different phenomena, because things are so dynamic, environment is so dynamic, that we today we like this, tomorrow may not. So let us see what is the purpose of research, and on the basis of a purpose of a research, we have defined that what are the different types of research. So here you see, whenever we want to see something, we want to explore something. That is human tendency. It's a human nature that we all wish to explore something, explore a new idea. We want to understand a new phenomena. So this is a human behavior, human tendency to explore something, and we call it exploratory study. And how do we conduct it? Generally, suppose you want to understand what people do, why people do, how do they live their life in a particular community, in a particular society. So what you will do, you will go, stay in that particular society, you will talk to people in that society, and will see and will explore that what they do, what kind of new things they have, which is new to all of us. We never explore them, we never discover what they do. So it would be something we are exploring, some new tendency, new ideas, new work, new people, new communication, new relationship, new ethics, right? Maybe there is something which may be right for us, may be wrong for them. So this is what we call exploratory. Even in, suppose we want to understand um, the the relationship in social relationship, or maybe the work we perform, the way we perform the work, the things we understand, the things. So if you want to understand human psychology, this is all about exploratory, that you are going to understand the logic behind what people do, why people do, and how do they do it. So that is what exploratory research. Second, instead of exploring something, you describe a particular phenomena. For example, just think of mm, your institution, Crodimal College. Just think of Crodimal College, your institution. You will see, now if suppose you want to describe it, right? How you will describe it? You will describe that when you talk about Crodimal College, there is a main gate, that left side, a parking, banyan tree, then Ashoka lawn, then a big building, right? If you go to right side from the gate, you will see hostel, then sports ground, right? On the left side, library, or maybe auditorium, then principal office, then we have canteen. So this is what, this we are describing a particular phenomena or a event, or maybe a social event. So for example, someone would like to define Kumbh Mela, which was held in, maybe just think of Allahabad. So it was something, someone described it that it's a whole economy at one place for next 40-45 days. Everything is so smooth, food, people from different background. You will see a lot of people over there, right? So they develop that particular, it's a kind of small country, because millions of people come there. They come from interior area, and a lot of people, researchers come there. A lot of people from abroad, they also come to see how how do you manage these many people over there, right? So that is what you are describing, something you're describing kumbh, mela or fair. So description of particular phenomena, particular event, that is their second kind of research. So first you explore something, then you describe something, and then uh, you explain why certain things happens in a certain way. For example, just think of um, employees performance in an institution. Employees performance in an institution would be high, right? Maybe low or maybe high. So we need to figure out why this is high, why this is low. Is it because of engagement of employees? More and more engagement is there, that's why their performance is high. There may be instances where engagement is low, but the performance is high, right? So this is what we need to find out, the reasons why certain things happens in a certain way, why performance of particular institution is so high. Is it because of more and more engagement, or this is because of less engagement of employees? They give them freedom that you work your own, but still you see the performance is high. So we have three main purposes of conducting a research. First, very important thing, a lot of people you would have seen that they go and explore new things. A lot of people, they explain and describe and understand a particular social event. And third, we our purpose is to explain why certain things happen in a certain way. So here in this all, one thing is very important. You need to understand that when you talk to people and you want to figure out what is this phenomena all about. In this case, generally we start from scratch. We ourselves go there, understand that phenomena, and what you perceive may not be right, may not be wrong. So what do? You talk to expert over there, those who has some kind of understanding, those who have got some kind of qualification to describe that particular phenomena, to understand that phenomena. So you have expert people, so you talk to these expert people. Let's have focus group discussion, let's have discussion, let's have interview, and on the basis of that you explore something. Second, so it's not an easy job, because you need to understand which phenomena you want to explore, which event you want to explore, what logic you want to explore. So it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job. Second, understanding a social event. Now, how do you describe a particular event? You describe a particular phenomena on the basis of information you have, on the basis of knowledge you have, on the basis of some dimension you know. So in that also, you actually talk to people, take an interview, and sometime you go for survey also, and on the basis of a survey you describe that these many people, they like this, they, or these many people, they may not like this, or these many people, for example, in an institution I was talking about, KM College, how many boys, how many girls, how many teachers, how many classrooms, all this is what a description of a social phenomena, right? Infrastructure plus a social phenomena over there. How many in social science, how many in science, how many in other languages and humanity. And then we want to see that what kind of social relationship they have, why they perform in a certain way, why do they have this kind of like and dislikes. So this is all. So it's not an easy thing. Just think of, so in social science, in science things are easy because you will see that uh, we have standards, we have chemical, we have some input, and we understand that if we put this input and we have defined process, and output would be like this. But in social science, in humanity, what happens? Things are not so constant. Things are so variable because today I may like this, tomorrow I may not. So different uncontrollable variables are also there which impact your research. So we have to see that we need to be objective, not subjective. We should not be biased. That's very important. Whenever you go for exploratory, descriptive, or explanatory, because in explanatory, on the basis of data, you can analyze the information, and maybe a chance is that the result is not as per your objective or as per your understanding. In that case, you could be a bit biased when you interpret the result. So we'll talk about it. And here you see, let's focus more about on exploratory, then descriptive, and then explanatory. In exploratory, I hope this slide is visible to all of you. Exploratory, is it visible, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Thank you, thank you. So in the case of exploratory research, the area of research is unknown. So you don't know what is that all about. Still undiscovered, unknown to all of us. Something new, and nothing significant or very less is known about it, and no one has work on it. So that is what, like as mentioned, that people have a tendency not to go to doctors, especially in India. It is not because it's costly or expensive, but psychologically, we have a lot of anxiety. We are afraid of visiting doctor. So someone has explored this and introduced a concept called white coat. And it addresses the question. So what kind of question comes in your mind when we think of exploratory study? It is what? It does not yield definite answer because it's quite something new. It's unknown, so you cannot have definite answer. This kind of research is very difficult to conduct because there is no limit, there is no limitation. You don't know from where to start, where to begin, and where to end. So this kind of research is very difficult to conduct as no guidelines are available. Steps are not clear, and basis of inquiry changes frequently. You talk to people, you got one idea. You talk to another group, they will give you another idea. You talk to other person, they will give you another idea. I remember when I was like you, I was student. Suppose you are at Mall Road near Plurimal College, and you want to go to Dhola Kuan, right, other side of Delhi. So if you ask someone that how to go, which bus I should take, so at that time we used to have mudrika, we call it a mudrika, and it move around 24 hours on what do you call Mahatma Gandhi Road. So it was basically outer circle, and unfortunately, whether you take it from left side or right side, it will go to Dhola Kuan. So if you are standing on the left side, if you ask someone that I want to go to Dhola Kuan, which side I should go, so there you can take from here also. Someone will say you can take from that side also. You're a bit confused at what to do. Should I go from left side or should I go from right side? And both the sides are going towards Dhola Kuan because it's a circle, outside circle, right? And unfortunately, Mudrika bus used to go from both sides to the same place. So it's moving around in a circle. So here you when you explore something, you come across different idea, different people, uh, different approaches, different concept, different context. So it would be difficult for us to understand that which perspective is right, which perspective is not right. So a lot of people from social science, social work, uh, they go to that particular place, they talk to people, and to dig more, what they do, they stay with them for next 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, and and when they are there, they dig more, they understand their culture, they understand that phenomena, and then they explore it. For example, if researcher is interested in exploring the impact of online classes on physical and mental health of students in India during lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic crisis, since no such research is being conducted before. So now you want to explore. What you will do? You will talk to a student of Delhi University, right? And then let's have discussion on this. How do you see what is the impact of online classroom? So they will say that we don't feel good physically because we are at home only. We can't move, we can't go to playground, we can't talk to our friends, we can't be socialized now. So it is, impacting your mental health also. But other group, right, they say, like, for example, it could be exception. A lot of people, they complain that they don't have much work for last 2 years because of COVID-19. So how to spend time, what to do, where to go, and we are not supposed to go out from our home. A person like me, I used this 2 years, last 2 years, and I learned a lot online. And I was so busy, I never felt that I should go out and do something else. So you will see a different perspective, different ideas, different people. So which perspective is right? That because of COVID, you're not happy at home, right? I remember whenever I used to commute from my home to college, a lot of traffic, a lot of stress. But thanks God, now I'm not visiting my college, so no stress, no commuting stress, no traffic at all. So my stress level has come down. I'm happy at home, and I have learned a lot of things online, especially watch YouTube programs, especially Harvard and MIT or other institution. And at home, I have good time, good learning, right? So for me, it was okay, good experience, but for other, but not so. So different perspective, different understanding. Now you have to go uh, and understand this phenomena. You need to explore it more. So this is what exploratory study. And here you see the main characteristics of exploratory research. It's unknown to known research. You know nothing, but now you're exploring and you're trying to figure out what is that, how is that, and try to understand basic facts and setting of new phenomena. So you're exploring more. You want to understand the fact, you want to understand the relationship, and you want to understand the new phenomena. And on the basis of that research, on the basis of understanding that particular phenomena, you are giving a chance to other researchers to find out some future questions, some future problem, that now this phenomena is like this, but what would be the future of this particular concept? How people would be reacting after 5 years down the line? How people would be behaving after 10 years down the line? So that you need to describe, that you need to work on. And and if you talk about exploratory research, what we have been doing, we have been developing a new idea, right? New constructs, new relationship. Hypothesis means a logic relationship, and checking the feasibility of process of research, right? And then let us talk about move from exploratory to descriptive study. The main purpose of this research is to present, outline, and detail a particular setting, situation, and relationship in terms of who, when, where, and how by using words and numbers. So it is interview, it is survey also, and you describe, present a particular phenomena that okay, it look like this. Just think of a village. How do you see what would be the village? So you present that trees, cattle, huts, agriculture land, green land. Yeah. So this is what you will describe a village. And how many people are there? Male, female, children, school, medical facilities, road. So everything here you are presenting something. So the purpose of this research is to present and give some kind of framework outline to a particular situation, particular setting, or maybe a relationship, right? So it's a description of a particular phenomena. This kind of research is used for policy decisions. That, for example, census, we collect data, we talk about people, that what is your income, what is your education level, what kind of occupation you have, how many members you have in your family. So on the basis of that, we can make a policy that now 5 year down the line we would be needed this kind of resources because family size is increasing or income is increasing. If you compare it for last time, this kind of income education level we have now, this has improved in past 10 year. So in next 10 year we would be needed more and more school. As I told you, national education policy 2020, it has, on the basis of existing information, they analyze the existing information and come to a conclusion that one third of students, those who got enrolled in nursery education, primary education, they drop out till they reach to middle school or higher school or senior secondary school. So see, a lot of students they drop out. So yesterday we have a meeting at 11 o'clock with the University Grant Commission. They had taken an initiative, and according to this initiative, the colleges like Kirudimal College and other college, Sriram College, other colleges, they have to run a special course for those who couldn't continue their formal education. Especially, I'm talking about schools. So those who left their schools, maybe during primary education, maybe during middle education, or during senior secondary or secondary education or higher education, not a college but schools. And now they want to develop their skills. Now they want to learn something. So college they supposed to introduce a particular course. So I propose a course on digital marketing. A lot of people they learn these skills and they enter into analytics, they enter into this kind of business. So now, so this is what, this on the basis of information we already collected, who these people are, what they do. So on the basis of number, on the basis of a discussion, so we are describing here that these many students they drop out, they couldn't continue their formal education, right? So this is what a descriptive. How do we know that? This is on the basis of information we collected from census and other sources. For example, in continuation to impact of online teaching on student, in descriptive study, research will find out how many student, boys and girls, age-wise, class-wise, have physical or mental stress due to online classes, right? So first we are exploring. Now we have describing that how many boys, how many, what is their age, whether they have mental or physical stress. And here you see the main characteristics of descriptive research. This is basically a detailed and accurate information. It describes new data and that contradict the past data. So maybe in year 2000, then 2010, then 2020, after each and every 10 year you will see we collect data that is called census. So what we collected in 2010, what we collected in 2000, year 2000, there may be a contradiction. So what we do, we want to describe it that these many people, as I mentioned, just think of year 2000, how many people they were not able to continue with their higher education or school education. Now just think of student in 2010, how many students they couldn't continue their education. And now in 2020, we need to check. There may be a contradiction. Sometimes it's increasing, sometimes it's decreasing. It depends. So this data describe that contradiction. And here we classifying the data categories, as I mentioned, on the basis of income, on the basis of caste. In India, you will see that on the basis of caste also we collect data, on the basis of occupation, on the basis of income, on the basis of gender. So a lot of different categories we have, and then we classify the information. And we present step by step stages that okay, this is we have these many people, we collected data from them, and we collected in this way. This was through questionnaire. So step by step we talk to people and collect information from them and describe the whole process and mechanism. And we describe the background also that uh, when we collected, this was the duration, this was the time period, year, time, months, and this was the recession or this was the boom. So we describe that situation also, that and what was the concept and what was the context also. Otherwise concept was something else, context was something else, so there would be a mismatch, so we wouldn't be able to you know make some kind of comparison. Then we come to explanatory study. Very important, very important. Here you see we gonna get an answer of why is the purpose of explanatory research. Why, get answer for why this is so. It identify the reasons why something occurs and looks for cause and reasons. Now just think of why people behave in certain way, right? How do they act? Why do they react? So that is something very interesting, very interesting. We are understanding human psychology. It helps in testing theory that already someone has developed some logic. Is that logic, is that theory, uh, or is that argument still relevant in this context? At present period of time is present. So we we test that particular theory with the help of hypothesis. This study helps in explaining why something work in some places in comparison to other places. So as I mentioned that in some places online teaching and learning is good experience, but in some other places it may not be, because a lot of people, just think of rural area, they don't have internet connection, they don't have instrument to use online classes. So for them it would be a bad experience. But in urban, when we have resources infrastructure, it would be a great experience, right? So it depends. So we need to explain it that okay, why this is so. For example, in case of online learning, why students face physical or mental stress. So is it because of, sometimes you know that you don't get any message on your mobile phone, you don't get any call on a particular day. So and you keep on checking your mobile phone time to time, right? Before class, after class, you will check your mobile phone. Before you sleep, go to bed, before, after, immediately you get up in the morning, you check your mobile phone. If you don't get any message, you will be in stress. Oh my god. Or suppose you have been waiting for a call, you don't receive that call, you don't get call, so you would be in stress. So now Here, just think of other instrument at your home, right? So, or just think of watch, wall clock. Are you controlling all these instrument, or these instrument are actually controlling you? Right, that could be something very interesting, a new topic of a research, right? So if these things are controlling you, it's not good, right? A lot of people I have seen, they always keep themselves busy in using this instrument. So a lot of time you will see the instruments are controlling human being, but are they made to control us, or we need to control them? So we need to work on this kind of causes, relationship, impact. So that is the part of explanatory study. How do these factors impact the social, physical, and mental health of the student, right? And main characteristics, you can see testing a theory, testing a logic, and see how, up to what extent that particular logic is relevant. Explain reason with the help of theory. So already someone has given some logic. Now, why it's relevant and why not it's relevant, that we need to we need to give explanation of that. And maybe sometime that we can see that according to our culture, that particular logic is not working. So we are all start assuming that now new phenomena has been working, new dynamics has been working. So we need to give a new logic to our relationship to existing phenomena. Reject or accept a prediction or reasons on the basis of why this is so, and give reason. Explain which alternative is the best, and describe the cause of problem and which factor impact most. So it's gonna be a very interesting kind of research when you talk about explanatory, because here you need to give your show your creativity, your intelligence, and prove it that you have been using a scientific way of conducting a research, so that the acceptability of your research would be very high, very, very high. So we wish that together we will be doing such kind of a research where acceptability would be high, and uh, what do you call, uh, we will be using scientific way of conducting a research. So let me